Earlier I had asked what would you prefer, positive or negative symptoms? And I'm wondering what you thought. The correct answer is positive symptoms, because positive symptoms seem to be more treatable with medication. And traditionally, we have thought of negative symptoms in terms of brain damage. So I think positive symptoms, best answer. Again, think about what you would suggest, and my suggestion would be that I would prefer rapid onset of symptoms rather than gradual. Because with rapid onset, you're going to clearly recognize that there is a problem. Your family and friends are going to or get you help, and you are going to be more likely to get the kind of make some of the kinds of changes that you need. Where with gradual, it may happen so slowly that you and the people around you don't even recognize that there is a problem. And I went longer with this episode than I had expected, and so we're going to break this down into 2 different pieces. The next one's pretty short. Take care. So this is the second part of our first video. And I'm going to just walk our way through pretty quickly with the next several slides. I just want you to make sure that you're looking at them and that you're aware of, that you're able to identify some of the problems that there are in these particular news reports that are real news reports. My guess is that in each of these cases, you can see some real schizophrenic processes. So one of the questions that we should be thinking about is, what is paranoid? And in this Boondocks cartoon, you see Caesar asking Huey, "Why are you worried about dying young? It doesn't make any sense." And Huey says, "We have an underground newspaper and a website that puts out the truth that the powers that be don't want people to hear. We must be prepared for the worst." And Caesar says, "We have 11 readers." And Huey says, "That's 11 more than they want us to have." Is he being paranoid or not? Then think about this more real example. This is Nian Cheng, who's written some really interesting books about her experience during the Cultural Revolution. She was riding her bike and hit by a vehicle, and Dade asked her, "Are you sure it wasn't just an accident?" And Cheng says, "No, the street was empty. He didn't have to hit me. However, the bus passing at that precise moment might have been coincidental. The whole thing could have been an accident. No, I've seen the same man before. The man who helped me up told me the man had a mop of black hair and a bright-colored bicycle saddle." Dade says, "Would you be angry if I gave you a little advice?" She says, "Fire away." "Do you realize that there are people in positions of power who hate your guts? You make them think you despise them. They want to be looked up to, feared, and respected, but they think you laugh at them. Why don't you hide your contempt for them and just take it easy sometimes?" She says, "How do I take it easy?" Don't react when something happens. Cheng was imprisoned during the Cultural Revolution for 6 or 7 years, and her daughter was murdered. Was she paranoid? Certainly, if you didn't know that backstory, it sounds like she was. But was she paranoid or not? So what should you do? What I would do is think about, what is paranoia? What is real? And I hope that some of the things that we've looked at today sort of raise those issues for you. People have been concerned that psychiatry can be used to control dissidents and others. How do you protect people? How do you protect the government? Notice also that we can do some of the same things with family. Family and friends sometimes discount each other's points of view and sometimes suggest that they're being paranoid. Good questions to think about. Take care.